about to come off the barge. Thanks, mate.
Nerving moment.
Should be good. It's hard as fucking rock, man. It's got nothing on stock, eh?
Yes, when you get your beach driving license, doing blackies and stocko at home, it's
Sorry, while I'm letting students stopping in the middle of the road.
it's not so bad when you come onto a hard beach.
The tour bus goes around the point, and so are we.
We're a little earlier than we had anticipated because we thought it would take longer to actually get on the physical barge, but
There's no line up at all.
no. So, but yeah. Oh, we're on Fraser Island.
That we are. But if it's too deep, School of Taylor right here, straight up. Boys have stopped, they're into it.
That's right, doesn't even set up my bloody camper trailer and he wants to go fishing.
Oh, not me. Especially when the fish are busting here too.
Yeah.
He's like,
A welcome to Fraser Island. A little baby dingo just had come to say hello.
Giant School of Taylor and a... I'm not sure why you're not bothered with the hill.
So before we came here, we heard lots of people being like, you can do 80 on the beach, and coming from the beaches that we regularly drive, we were just like, no way, absolutely no way in hell. For example, right now we are running 18 PSI, which looks like we barely took air out of our tyres, and our beaches at home, what do we run, like 16, 14?
14 on a good day.
A good day. It's not uncommon.
If we took the camper trailer up Stocko, you'd be running 10.
At best, like, you'd be low. And here we are on the eastern beach, and it's like, is it even sand?
It's like a highway, man.
Absolutely insane.
But you do have to watch out for the washouts and stuff. If you hit one of them at 80,
You'd be fucked.
it's going to be a bad time. Especially towing a trailer. First softball camper we've seen the entire trip.
We were actually only discussing this yesterday because we did, 1100 Ks or something in 2 days. And we have a soft floor camper which we really love, but they are a dying thing. Tents, caravans, forward folds, everywhere. But a soft floor camper, I think we're lucky to have probably seen maybe 5 since we left sunny downtown Millfield.
First little washout coming up. A little creek obviously cut its way out of the island.
Salt water.
It's a mixture, but no, most of it's fresh there, it's running out.
Okay. Bit of brackish.
No, like, if you get it with, and you're not with a wave coming in, it'll be all fresh. But if a wave comes in at the same time, yeah, you can have a bit of salt. The lower the tide, the better. Obviously, you'll have a big area up the top there that you can cross with 100%, or not 100% no salt. It's a beach, but
Significantly smaller chance.
yeah, as long as you're timing, you're not going to get salt. But if you're worried about salt underneath your car, you don't come to Fraser Island.
That is true.
Just wash it when you get off the island and you'll be right.
Yeah. Heading inland on the way home, what did you reckon? We're hoping at Ammermore Creek there'll just be a nice
Yeah, a nice little freshwater creek crossing them is good.
Yeah. Give everything a good flush as we go through.
We might give it a wash at Rainbow before we leave.
Most likely, yeah.
Here we go again. You tell me we're just friends. But then you call me feeling sorry for yourself. You want me back and tell me that you need my help. Here we go again. So tell me where your friends at. 'Cause you call me feeling sorry for yourself.
First upper days of the holiday. At some point we knocked the handle off our jockey wheel. So had to Had to do it the slightly painful way.
I reckon when we come off the barge, that would have been the biggest we do.
All for days.
You want me back and tell me that you need my help. All these thoughts are just running wild. You treat me so bad, but then you love me right. I can't get this off my mind.
Home sweet home for the next 3 nights. A little bit more set up than we were the last 2. Perfect home base. And we are all set up for an actual 3-night stay this time.
Yeah, so we've got roofs and all sorts of things set
Yeah, full on set up. We'll show you in a minute. But yeah, we're going to go and explore and check out Lake Mackenzie because we're both pretty
to start with.
sweaty and warm. So we both would like a swim very much. So come with us and let's check it out.
Then after that, who knows what'll happen.
Of Lake Mackenzie.
It was packed. We'll try and take you guys back for a better look.
When there's not 1,000 people. It was also a bit breezy and cool, so it wasn't...
Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was still a really nice spot.
I just still cannot wrap my head around the fact that it is fresh water because it just...
Doesn't seem like it should be.
No. To look at it's this beautiful, really white sand, crystal clear water that I would more expect off, you know, a really nice saltwater beach sort of thing than a freshwater lake. But yeah, water was only a little bit nippy.
Yeah, it was still really nice. Like, you got it on the right day with no wind and plenty of sun and no people, it'd be...
You would never want to leave,
yeah.
It'd be gorgeous. Another little stop to check out Lake Birrabeen.
Yep.
See what that looks like.
Yeah, we got no idea what Lake Birrabeen looks like, so we'll bring you guys along.
We'll find out together.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth.
Alright guys, so that was Lake Birrabeen.
In our opinion, a little bit nicer than Lake Mackenzie. It's the water's not as blue, but it's still crystal clear.
Sand's probably wider.
Yeah, and it just...
No people.
Yeah, there's only maybe like 5 other people there total. And so if you're like us and you're antisocial and you just want to be able to spread out and do your thing,
it's pretty nice spot.
Yep. I would much rather sort of set up here for the day than I would have at Lake Mackenzie. Morning, and we are another beautiful day on Fraser Island.
That we are. We're heading over towards Kingfisher Bay to check out the jetty and stuff this morning. We'll probably have a fish. April's found out that there's squid to be caught, so we're on to that. And then
Hopefully.
Tide's about lunchtime, so going to do that first, then we'll come back over east and head up to Eli Creek and the Maheno wreck and check that out.
Yeah.
And that's today's plan.
Very good. Hopefully we can get all of that done and have a nice cruise around. It was really sunny this morning, but it started to just come over cloudy, so I'm hoping it's just a temporary cloud cover that will burn off and it'll be back out sunny and we can have some lovely swims and chill on the beach too today.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's what today's plan is, so come along and check it out. What are we doing, hun?
Oh, just having a flick off the jetty. There's a ton of baity, future valley and stuff cruising around.
You really can't get a much more picturesque spot to have a fish off a jetty. See how we go. No fish from our short little stint on the wharf, but that is one giant stingray there,
Yep.
just chilling.
Apparently, most of the west coast got heaps of them. Hopefully not all that big. Small one for shark bait.
Vicious.
Have a look at the white ones, but there's, I don't know if you'll be able to see them on the camera, but there's hundreds of them. And some of them are big.
Schools and schools and schools of them.
Some of them fish at the front would be 40.
All feeding on all those nipper holes through there.
Yeah. Heaps of little fish. There's some big ones in there.
So that was a little brief stint at Kingfisher Bay Resort. If we're ever going to come up and do like a resort stay, that's the one to stay at, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
Looks heaps nice.
But we are now back out on the east coast. Something that I didn't account for is that it's going to take you a long time to do relatively short stints. Like in your mind you think, you know, 16 k's is nothing, but like an hour later you'll still be like a k away.
But then like 30 k's on the beach is like
Nothing. So it does depend. And don't forget to give way to planes.
apparently. I didn't see or hear.
Holy
that's a bit
dooly.
wild. Yeah, planes take off on this beach, so
Yeah.
just be mindful of that.
They do have like a jetty of sorts coned off, but I didn't realise that's what the cones were for either. Thankfully we weren't in the coned off section. Yeah, we're now back out on the eastern beach.
Out of the runway.
Out of the runway. Gonna cruise down to Eli Creek to check it out. So yeah, check it out.
That was Eli Creek.
Really, really beautiful, but like kids and people.
Yeah, it's packed. It's also Saturday
Lunchtime,
and still school holidays in New South Wales.
so it's not overly surprising that it's packed.
Yeah. If you could get it when there was nobody there, it would be awesome.
Yeah, really lovely, clear, clean, beautiful.
Still worth coming and checking out, even when it's packed. It's a bit touristy, but still nice.
You gotta do it.
G'day guys, we've come up to the Maheno wreck to check that out. So we'll take you guys for a look. Alright guys, so we're up at the Pinnacles, we're going to go check that out. And basically see it from the beach, but there's a little walk in, so we're going to go do that as well.
Check it out and see what's fuss is about. Even if it is just the same ocean, approximately 1200 k's north of where we'd normally sit and do this, it's still beautiful. Always worth it.
Guess what? Still windy, still choppy.
still the Pacific Ocean. We were saying on the way up the beach that there is a runway along the eastern beach, and there's just a little plane there ready to load or offload.
I think they're just like a scenic flight, so you can go out, have a fly around the island and check it out, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to be driving along a beach but have a little aeroplane just popped there.
Yeah, there's more than one spot that they do it too.
I don't think you could bribe me to hop on a little plane like that.
No.
Cheeky dingo. I'd say old mate might have some food in his dirty gear bag. Hi little buddy, honey. Honey. Hi buddy. Joel. There's a dingo at our back tyre. What's for dinner tonight, honey?
We're having potato bake, corn, and marinated chicken.
Yeah. So before we came away for this trip, we wanted to be super prepared. So I made a heap of
Potato bakes. And you cryovac them up, and then you just put them on the barbie, heat them up, remelt the cheese. Should be good to go. Bit of corn on the barbecue and some chicken.
Yeah, we also pre-portioned all of our chicken and cryovac that too to make it fit into the Waco freezer side easier.
Yeah, so we just cryovaced that, cut it and into like thin bits, like sort of mini schnitzel type sizes, so we can marinate it and crumb it and stuff like that, and it takes up heaps less room.
Yeah.
We've got enough chicken for every night here. Not necessarily going to eat it if we get fish and stuff like that, but
Better to be prepared,
yeah,
just in case.
that's the beauty of having a freezer.
Yeah, it's been a huge, huge, huge help this trip. Definitely something we wouldn't do without, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's why you spend the money and put the battery setups in to run this kind of stuff, so we can do these long trips and have enough food for the entire trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's dinner for tonight, and I'll show you guys once it's done.
Dinner's cooking. The potato bake looks nice and warm and gooey. Corn's on. Joel just has to put our Portuguese chicken on to cook, and then it's dinner time. Well, we're calling it Portuguese chicken, it's really just a bit of
Really sure what it actually is.
a bit of marinade we made up. Got some cumin and salt and pepper and chili and lemon juice and
Mexican flavoured type setup. Joel's just sat the tongues in the sand. So it's good.
sandy chicken. It's everyone's want for dinner, isn't it?
It's just part of life on a sand island.
And our little camping dinner is served with a few little bumps along the way.
Joel did just drop his corn in on the dirt.
Had to do a quick rinse off. Looks like it came good. I hope it came good.
That's right.
But it looks delicious.
Still hot enough to melt butter, so it must be alright.
Nice little cooked meal. Good morning. This is our last full day at Central Station before we head over west.
Yeah.
So we're doing our last few touristy things today. We're going to actually check out Central Station. We like to tend to leave the things closest to camp and most easily accessible till the very last second. Then we think if the weather improves a bit, it's a little bit overcast, we're going to go and have another swim at Lake Birrabeen, and maybe hang over to Kingfisher Bay again this afternoon and have a fish and do a last minute top up of fuel and what we need there, so we can just do a quick pack up and head straight to the west coast in the morning.
That's the plan.
If everything goes to plan. Central Station.
Yeah, check out, there's a little creek down here apparently that is that clear that it looks like it's not a creek.
If that makes sense. Lucky enough to have struck Lake Birrabeen on a rain this morning pretty well.
Couple of people up there, but it's not too many people here, which is the main thing.
It's beautiful.
And surprisingly, it's still pretty warm considering it's overcast.
It's definitely warm enough. I'll be having a swim.
It's just started to spit rain, but
No, well, you're wet, you're wet. From a very wet Fraser Island.
yep, it's packed up at Central Station and we're soaked.
Yeah, so this was our last night at Central Station, but it's not our last night on the island. We're now heading over to the west coast. But a few pros and cons of Central Station while we're fresh. The loos are, they're not the worst I've ever seen, but they're not nice either. They have a constant smell.
Yeah,
They're not very well cleaned, and in the entire time we've been here, the ladies' soap dispenser was not full, like nothing in there whatsoever. The showers are coin operated, $2 for 3 minutes of hot water. We found that 6 minutes is pretty well spot on if you want to wash your hair, do all of those bits and pieces, but if you were just doing a quick body wash, 3 minutes is more than enough, at least in our experience.
yeah.
You won't see the sun so much while you're down
No,
here.
if you're relying on solar,
Probably not the campsite
Yeah.
for you, but it is fully fenced. It's great if you've got kids. Like it's a safe campsite, and it's, as the name suggests, pretty central.
yeah, it's close to all your like southern lakes
Yeah.
and stuff, so it's pretty good for exploring them.
Yeah. If you just, you know.
Yeah, I'd come back here, but only for probably a night or two.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. We haven't been to the other campsites yet, but
This one so far,
I'm gonna give it like a 5.
it's alright.
It was alright. But yeah, so that's it for this episode, but don't forget to tune back in for the next episode for us over on the west coast. We're going to be doing a lot more fishing
Yep.
over on the west coast, and check out, where are we staying?
Worley Creek.
Worley Creek.
So
But yeah,
we'll go bash our way for an hour across the island.
yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all of that sort of stuff, because we really appreciate it, and we've got lots of fun things coming up. Don't
Yep.
forget we're TikTok, Instagram and Facebook as well, and we will catch you guys next time in just a few short hours over at Worley Creek.